going to be about powered numbers. Now don't be confused. I think you already know what powered numbers is. Powered numbers are, you have heard about square numbers and cube numbers, right? If not, I'm going to explain them to you. So I think you've seen numbers like they have a super small number at the side like this. Well, guess what? This super small number is what makes the number a powered number. Okay? So if there's a number 2 over here, then that means it's a square number. If it has, instead of a number 2, it has a number 3, then it's a cube number. If it has a number 4 over here, then the number to the power of 4, meaning 3 to the power of 4 in this case. Then we have 3 to the power of 5, 3 to the power of 6, 3 to the power of 7. It's like that. So just 2 and 3 have specific names. After that, all of them you just say 3 to the power of that, 3 to the power of this. Now what does this powered mean? So if we say 3 to the power of 2, that means you're multiplying 3 to itself 2 times. Meaning there's a number 3, you're multiplying it to itself 2 times. If we write 3 to the power of 3, then that's multiplying 3 times to itself. Okay? So basically that's it. Now, let me give you an example. 4 to the power of 2. So 4 to the power of 2 or 4 squared, okay, that's what you call it, 4 squared. So 4 squared is going to be 4 into 4. 4 into itself 2 times. 4 into itself. So that's 2 fourths, right? So 4 by 4 is 16. So 16 is what we call a squared number. So a squared number is a number that you get by multiplying these kind of numbers. Okay? So this is 4 squared and 4 squared gives us 16. So 16 is a squared number. So 4 squared, 16 is the quotient, which means 16 is a squared number. Sorry, not quotient. Quotient is for division, not multiplication. Okay. 16 is the product. Okay, 16 is going to be a squared number. So let's see all the squared numbers that we have from 1 to 100. Now, don't think that there are lots of squared numbers. There are very few squared numbers from 1 to 100. And they are this: 1 into 1 or 1 squared. Then there's 2 squared, 3 squared. Let me just shorten it down for you. Now, what's the highest squared number from 1 to 100? It's going to be 10 squared, right? Because 10 times 10 is 100, right? And 100 is the maximum that we want. So we have 1 squared, 2 squared, 3 squared, 4 squared, 5 squared, 6 squared, 7 squared, 8 squared, 9 squared, and 10 squared. Now let's see what answer this gives us. So these are 1 squared, 2 squared, 3 squared, 4 squared, okay? This is what you call them. But the answers are what you call squared numbers. Squared numbers. S-Q-U-A-R-E-D numbers. Keep that in your mind, okay? Squared numbers. So let's see what 1 squared is. 1 times 1 is 1. 2 times 2 is 4. 3 times 3 is, you should know these. These are tables from 1 to 10, okay? These are simple multiplication tables. 4, okay? 3 times 3 is 9. 4 times 4, 16. 5 times 5, 25. 6 times 6, 36. 7 times 7, 49. 8 times 8, 64. 9 times 9, 81. And 10 times 10, 100. So meaning from 1 to 100, we have 10 squared numbers. 10 squared numbers. That's 1, 4, 9, 16, 25, 36, 49, 64, 81 and 100. Okay? Now, what if I give you a question? Tell me tell me 3 squared numbers between 1 to 10. Tell me 3 squared numbers between 1 to 10. Now what will you give me the answer? First you will start with 1 times 1. So 1 times 1 is 1 squared is 1. That's the first squared number. 2 times 2, 4. That's the second squared number. 3 times 3, 9. That's the third squared number. Okay? Okay? Everything fine over here? Now what if I give you another question? Like, tell me the squared numbers between 20 to 30. Tell me one squared number between 20 to 30. So now you will think, if I will say 3 squared, that'll give me answer 9. So that's not possible. 4 squared will give me answer 16. That's not possible. What about 5 squared? 5 squared will give me the answer 25, right? And 6 squared will give me the answer 36. But 36 is greater than 30 and 4 squared is lesser than 20. So that means that our answer is 5 squared, 25. 5 squared is what the equation is. But the answer will be 25 over here. The answer will not be 5 squared. The answer will be 25 because 25 is a squared number. Okay? We will say that the answer is 25. We will not say the answer is 5 squared. Okay? Now let me just get my chalk. It fell down. Where do you go? Over here. Well, that was unfortunate. Okay. Now let's see what cube numbers are. Cube numbers are going to be a bit harder because they are multiplying bigger numbers. But it's also going to be very simple. Now, you must remember that when you say powered numbers like to the power of 2 to the power of 3 to the power of 4 to the power of 5, then that means that there's a small number on the top and you have to multiply that number to itself that many times. So basically if I say 5 to the power of 1, that means 5 multiplied by itself 1 time. But 5 times so we can't even do 5 to the power of 1 because it's not possible. We need at least 2 numbers, right, to multiply. But since 5 is only one number, the answer will just be 5. Now what if we do 5 to the power of 2? That would be 25, right? What about 5 to the power of 3? Let's see how that works. 5 to the power of 3, okay? So we will write this like this. 5 times 5 times 5. Okay? Now look over here. 1, 2, 3. That's 3 5s, right? So that's how you'll write it. That's basically how it is. That's this thing simplified. Okay? Simplified. Like how you simplify fractions, how you simplify decimals. This is how you simplify multiplication if it's the same number. Now look. 5 times 5 is 25, right? Now 25 times 5 is 125. So 125 is what you will say is called a cubed number. Let me write that down. So there are squared numbers with an ed and cubed numbers with an ed. So 5 cubed is 125 and 125 is a cubed number. Got it? Now, these are the only 2 numbers that have special names. The rest of the numbers have very normal names. Okay. So let's say that we have to do now 5 to the power of 4. Okay. 5 to the, just ignore my 5. 5 to the power of 4. Now how will we write that? That's going to be 5 times 5 times 5 times 5. So we already know what 5 times 5 times 5 is, right? 125. That was a cube number. A cube number. Now we just have to do 125 times 5. Now if you want, I can give you time to multiply it right now. You can pause the video if you like, just so that you can multiply it. And even I'm going to multiply it over here. You can follow along if you like. 125 times 5. 5 times 5, 25. 2 times 5 is 10. 10 plus 2 is 12. 1 times 5 is 5. 5 plus 1 is 6. So 625 is the answer. Okay. 625 is 5 to the power of 4. So I hope you understood the concept of power numbers. I hope so. Now I'm going to put a few questions on the board for you to answer. They can have simplification, simplified numbers. They can have solving. They can have different kinds of things. Okay. Let's try now. Simplify 3 into 3 into 3 into 3 into 3. Simplify this. Okay, that's number 1. Number 2 will be answer 2 to the power of 10. Okay, answer that. Now, number 3. For this, I'll give you 5 minutes, or you can pause the video. You know what? You just pause the video and answer them. Or you can come along and see the answers to this. Okay? Next, I'll give you the question. What are... No. Let's not do that. Let's do the question. Give me 2 square numbers between 20 to 50. 2 square numbers. Pay attention to the question. 2 square numbers only. No more than that. Okay. Now you can pause the video. I'll give you 5 seconds to pause the video. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. Now let's answer the question together. If you haven't paused the video, then you can follow along with me, or you can pause right now. So let's do the first question. 3 into 3 into 3 into 3 into 3. What is 3 into 3 into 3 into 3 into 3 simplified? That's going to be 3 to the power of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the answer is going to be 3 to the power of 5. Okay? Now let's erase that question because we will need space to answer question number 2. Let's erase the topic also. Okay. Now let's answer question number 2. Now question number 2, I know it's a bit tricky, but let's go to this step by step. 2 into 2 into 2 into 2 into 2 into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2 into 2 into 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 into 2 into 2 is equal to what? That's a really long number, right? This is a really convenient way to write it down. Okay, first I said 2 into 2, that's 4. So we will write over here 4. 4 into 2, 8. 8 times 2, 16. 16 times 2, 32. 32 times 2 is going to be 64. 64 into 2 is going to be 128. 128 into 2 is going to be, hold up a second, 256. Okay? Now, 256 into 2 is going to be, just a second, 512. And finally, 512 into 2 is going to be 1024. That's the answer, 1024. So 2 to the power of 10 is going to be 1024. So question number 1's answer, 3 to the power of 5. Question number 2, 1024. Now let's do question number 3. Okay, first we think of 20 to 50 square numbers, 2 square numbers only. Let's erase this part. Now let's do it. Since from the previous questions that I showed you, the previous examples, I think you might remember that 5 squared is 25, right? That's the first number after 20. That's the first squared number after 20. So one of the numbers could be 25 and then the next number could be 36. Now there are more answers, so I'm going to show you all the possible answers, okay? Okay, so these are all the possible answers. So if you have answered any two of these, mind you, any two, then you are correct. If you have answered all 3 of them, then it's fine. But paying attention to the question is really important. Okay, 25, 36 and 49. So those could be the answers for question 3. So I hope you've understood this lesson. If you want, you can go through the video again if you don't understand. And I hope you don't make the same mistake. I've seen a lot of people do this, trust me. When they see the number 3 squared, then they answer the answer 6. I mean, we're supposed to multiply, not add. What they think is 3 plus 3. But actually the answer is 3 times 3. Okay? So don't make this mistake ever again after you've seen this video. I hope you don't. So this is it for today's lesson. Rewind the video if you want to see it again. Try to answer some questions on your own. And bye-bye everyone.